The parking lot was empty when they cornered her. Officer Elena Reyes had just finished a 12-hour shift, her K-9 partner Rex exhausted in the back seat of her cruiser. She never saw them coming. For men, designer suits, expensive watches, and the arrogance that comes from knowing your father owns half the city. The leader stepped forward, a cruel smile spreading across his face. Marco Castellano, son of the most powerful crime boss on the eastern seaboard. He had a score to settle. Elena had arrested his cousin last week. Now she was alone. Her radio was in the car. Her backup was miles away. And Marco wanted her to understand what happened to people who crossed his family. But what Marco did not see was the man sitting in the shadows of a pickup truck 30 feet away. We would love to know where you are watching from, so drop your country in the comments below. Now, back to the story. Nathan Cole had returned from Afghanistan 3 months ago. 16 years as a Navy SEAL had taught him many things. How to survive, how to fight, how to remain calm when chaos erupted. But it had not taught him how to sleep through the night without seeing the faces of friends who never came home. They had no idea what was coming. Elena stumbled backward from the slap, tasting blood. Rex was barking furiously inside the cruiser, throwing himself against the window. Marco laughed, reaching for her again. That was when the first of his men dropped. A shadow materialized from nowhere, and suddenly Dominic, Marco's largest bodyguard, was unconscious on the pavement. The other two turned, confused, and found themselves facing a man who looked entirely unremarkable. Average height, simple clothes, calm eyes. They rushed him together. It lasted for seconds. When it was over, both men were groaning on the ground, one clutching a dislocated shoulder, the other struggling to breathe through what would later be diagnosed as 3 cracked ribs. Marco pulled a gun. His hand was shaking. This was not supposed to happen. He was Marco Castellano. People feared him. People ran from him. They did not disable his bodyguards in seconds and stand there looking bored. "Put it down," Nathan said quietly. His voice carried no threat. It did not need to. The threat was understood. "Do you know who I am?" Marco shouted. "Do you know who my father is?" Nathan tilted his head slightly. "I know exactly who you are. That is why I am giving you one chance to walk away." Elena watched this exchange in disbelief. She had been a police officer for 8 years. She had never seen anyone move the way this stranger moved. And she had never seen Marco Castellano look genuinely afraid. Marco made his choice. He raised the gun toward Nathan. What happened next would be analyzed by police for weeks. Security camera footage showed Nathan crossing the 15-foot distance in less than a second. The gun discharged once, the bullet embedding itself harmlessly in a concrete pillar. Then Marco was on the ground, his wrist bent at an angle that made Elena wince, the weapon skidding across the pavement. "You should have walked away," Nathan said. Police arrived within minutes. Elena's backup, responding to the single gunshot detected by the department's acoustic sensors. They found 4 men requiring medical attention, one shaken but unharmed officer, and a stranger who gave his statement calmly, provided his military identification, and asked only one question. "Is the dog okay?" Rex was more than okay. When Elena finally opened the cruiser door, the German shepherd bounded out, sniffed Nathan thoroughly, and then sat at his feet as if he had known him for years. Dogs, Elena would later reflect, were excellent judges of character. The aftermath unfolded predictably. Marco Castellano was charged with assault on a police officer, attempted murder, and weapons violations. His father's lawyers tried everything. Threats, bribes, procedural challenges. None of it worked. The security footage was too clear. The witnesses were too credible. And the public, tired of watching the powerful escape consequences, demanded justice. Marco received 12 years. But the story did not end there. Nathan Cole became something he never expected. A friend. Over the following months, he and Elena developed a bond forged in that parking lot confrontation. She helped him navigate the VA system for his insomnia. He helped her train Rex in advanced protection techniques he had learned from military K-9 handlers in Afghanistan. They discovered they lived 3 blocks apart. They discovered they both preferred terrible action movies and strong coffee. 1 year later, They stood together in a small ceremony at the county courthouse. Elena in a simple white dress. Nathan in the first suit he had worn since his father's funeral. Rex served as ring bearer, a small velvet pouch attached to his tactical collar. The photos would later go viral, the German Shepherd looking impossibly proud between his two humans. Today, Elena is a detective with the Special Victims Unit. Nathan works with veteran transition programs, helping other SEALs find purpose after service. And Rex, now 11 years old and officially retired, spends his days on a comfortable bed in their living room, still alert, still watching, still ready to protect the family he helped create. Some people call what happened that night fate. Others call it coincidence. Nathan calls it something simpler. The right place at the right time. But Elena knows the truth. It was not about timing. It was about a man who saw injustice and refused to look away. A man who proved that heroism does not end when the uniform comes off. It lives in the choice to act when action matters most. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, sometimes the heroes we need are sitting in parking lots, fighting their own battles, waiting for a moment when they can fight for someone else. They are out there. They are watching. And they never stop protecting.